Aloha, lads and gents. Welcome back to a new episode of A Sense of Capital Crunch Time. Originally, I just wanted to fill up the glass of water for the upcoming session because, guys, I think I need to drink a lot, actually some more harder stuff today because honestly, Rasmus Hammer in the chat, hello colleague, he already mentioned that ouch, it seems the numbers are out, and a quite pessimistic smiley if I interpret it correctly right afterwards. So guys, maybe today is a memorable day, a sad day for STONECO owners like me as well. So even more, I'm happy about that I'm not alone in sharing this experience today. I swear to you, I know that my Seeking Alpha showed me on my phone on the top line that the results are out, I think, or at least the rough numbers are out. So earlier than expected, honestly, and I think earlier than last year. However, I would stick to my agenda, I would stick to my game plan. And first of all, so I don't know what are the details of the results. Now I'm living in a black box and you got a heart attack. Hi Rabunta, nice to see you again. Not right now, we will see what will be the result. As I mentioned, I expected that STONECO Estonia from Brazil will fly even without the backing of Warren Buffett, even without the backing of Warren Buffett, of the backing of Berkshire Hathaway. But who knows? And you can see the description of this video which I added before, and I told today the earnings call, it's more or less just some principle stuff, but we all know it will work out fine or something like this. I was really confident, but I mentioned in these situations when you're really confident and maybe overconfident, in these situations you will stumble and maybe fall, and maybe today it's the day. However, first things first, in the upcoming minutes this will not be any financial advice, consultation whatsoever, and there's no guarantee for any correctness of the provided data, guys. Make always your own evaluation, otherwise you are in the same situation like I now. Very likely I will lose a bunch of money at the evening, but you can see I can still smile, and that's most important. But for now on, only money in the pocket left for water from the tap. So, and as you can see, I'm not sitting in the car this time. Again in my hometown, tomorrow is a business trip, and yeah, I'm located next to Frankfurt in Germany right now, and Frankfurt is a quite important airport in the region of Germany and Europe, so it's better to start the trip from here. However, guys, what we're talking today, I think we should start with the topic to go quicker into the results. Check out by yourself already the results. I will again check them out later on. Plan is roughly 10 p.m., 5 past 10 p.m. Central European time, and I think the Eastern time is now 3:30 p.m. roughly, 3:30 p.m. Of course, today is 18th of March. And guys, I start to share my screen because today we will talk about STONECO Estonia, the fintech company, service provider out of Brazil. They provide not only fintech services, financial service, but as well point of sales terminals, as you can see here, in different types of models and shapes, and more qualitative ones and more basic ones. But as well, they're providing ERP solutions. So just to give you a quick ramp up of this of the company itself, we will start with the services they provide and the products. So you can see here, they basically started with this kind of point of sales terminal where you can just put on or drive through, is it correctly, however, I need to come back from the numbers I have in my mind. What maybe went wrong that the stock is developing that badly. However, maybe it's we will see how everything works out, man. Because I'm very convinced in STONECO actually. But let's see what will be the end result of this call today. However, so they are a vendor of this kind of point of sales solutions where you basically, which get basically provided to and then by merchants, different retail stores, restaurants, whatsoever in the Brazilian market, exclusively in the Brazilian market by STONECO. And yeah, they get used as payment terminal, and as a customer you can pay by a phone, by a card, different options, and these again get connected to other solutions, software solutions, as you can see here, Pagar.me, intelligent digital your business. So you have different software systems, warehouse management systems, ERP systems where you can see different stats of your sales, customer information, whatever, financial analysis, as you can see here, management tools. So all of this gets combined and connected to STONECO and to the actual point of sales terminal. But there's another arm, another company they acquired, I think, let me check this out, I made the note. They acquired it in 2022, end of 2022, begin 2021, which is Links, actually, as you can see here. And this one is a company 100% focused basically on ERP solutions, yeah. So ERP solutions for different kinds of companies, primarily larger key accounts, yeah. Not the segments are not small, for sure, not micro business, not small business, more medium and even more larger business, as you can see here, Shell, Toyota, all the more global names. They are present instead or in opposite of STONECO. STONECO only active in Brazil, but this company Links, which they acquired end 2020, begin of 2021, they are present in 16 Latin American markets, so way more diversification in terms of the regional presence for STONECO and for Links. And then we have different segmentos. Yeah, I can tell you, I'm not able to speak Portuguese or Spanish or whatsoever. I'm even struggling with English, as you can see right now. So they have different ERP solutions basically. And for instance, they have solutions for pharmacias, so for pharmacy stores, retail pharmacy stores, public pharmacies, which again get connected to the warehouse, as you can see here in the background. And yeah, so basically I like this business already, the Links business, but of course combined with their primary business, the point of sales business, it's getting really a 360-degree software package and even hardware package, which is really adding strong value to the audience. And basically, to give you an idea, I think currently they're creating or achieving with this STONECO business and the resulting financial financial services resulting out of it, so loan, debt, whatsoever business, yeah, take rates, yeah, if you pay now, buy later, buy now, pay later. With this kind of income, they're creating 18% of the overall revenue, and with this Links ERP clean software business, they are achieving 15% of their revenue, yeah, so way lower revenue base. And yeah, of course the original idea was to create synergies. And how the synergies look, we can check out here their investor stack of I think it's end of last year, so it's the latest version. And as you can see, so these are again STONECO and Links. And you can see here Microvix, if I pronounce it correctly. So how it looks in reality, that's just an example. So you have as an employee, as a salesperson in a retail store, shoe store, you have your point of sales terminal, and customer comes. You see the different stuff here listed. Then you can add, if required, the client info. Yeah, and then you confront your customer with the hopefully fair bill, and the customer will pay it with, for example, with his Visa debit card. and then you receive an invoice or receipt, yeah, as you can see here with a QR code whatsoever as a customer here sitting on the chair. And then all this data are getting transferred from the point of sales terminal, from the STONECO solution into the ERP back end, yeah, basically in the software, like you can see here. You can see dates and the amount of money and maybe some customer data, and if it was directly paid or how it was paid and whatsoever, what are the different options, all the stats getting tracked basically. And then we have, yeah, as you can see here, basically the balance, all this information. And then it's not just a STONECO point of sales terminal and links ERP solution, warehouse management, data management whatsoever, but you can see here it's again as well an online banking solution, yeah. So here you can grant, as I mentioned, this loan, this debt, this kind of financial services. So this is really covering this 360-degree circle. And yeah, then you have different payment options, the history, and this is how it looks in reality. This is what we're talking about today, and this is what I can already see. Let me check quickly the chat, guys. I will not check too often the chat today because I don't want to get spoiled, and for me it sometimes creates a mess in my mind, and I try to need to cover my schedule, as I mentioned. So don't take me wrong if I check the chat first time later on more accurately. However, so again, as I mentioned, this company, the company itself is listed since 2018. We can check it out right here if you like. Let's see the max, and you can see here the max 2000. Is it max? Oh man. So we got it here. 1st October 2018, it was stated. It was quite early, backed by Warren Buffett, the great master himself. I can already mention right now and spoil a little bit. That's not the case anymore. And we can see that the minus is not that strong anymore as well. I mean, it was when I checked it out 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, roughly minus 15%. So at least we're heading in the right direction. Maybe it's not that bad. So we can relax, come down a little bit. However, as you can see, so IPO took place in October. Can you see it? Hopefully. Yeah, it looks good. Took place in October 2018. And then it increased, and like many other companies, it increased quite heavily till the year 2021. I mean, a lot of companies actually increased very strongly till this point in time. Tech companies and startups and newer companies, let's say it like this. But actually, STONECO started already to drop earlier, already in Q1 2021. I guess we can check out in a moment the results, and you will see some trouble was going on. And I think it was the trouble. They had some, I can't specify this too much, honestly, but they had some trouble with the debt and loan granting and some misconception very likely, and they didn't, I think they needed to write off a lot of money, basically what they calculated with, and this started very likely much here. And you can see then basically, let's say from here on, so from February 2022, it's more or less quite stable. I mean, it raised already like almost 100% since October 2023 to today, yeah. But in general, when you take really a look on the overall curve and the development of the STONECO price, or STONE, how they call it locally, this company, it's quite stable and not that heavily affected. Yes, and this point in time was, or let's say it was here, I think, right in the middle. That was the last earnings result release, an announcement, and the results and what they communicated right afterwards was very positive. I will show it in a minute. And I hope, at least, I hope today it will be the same time, will run out the same. Even if it currently doesn't look out like this when we take a look at the current minus, yeah. However, we cannot get not manipulated by this. Let's check out quickly the earnings and what happened in the beginning of 2021. And yeah, we see here March. Yeah, then they're starting to miss results, even achieved a negative earnings per share, so a loss basically per share. And then they recovered, and you can see this. Oh, now I see it. Damn, I can see it. Sorry. Now I'm okay. However, okay, I can see the results right now. It happened. Okay, but I don't provide any opinion right now. Yeah, or even if it's obvious that missing the revenue is not. Yeah, it's of course not that positive, but for me more important is guidance, and for me this is a cash cow, this is a cash printing machine, STONECO. So I mean, I'm investing sometimes in revenue growth stocks, sometimes in profit growth stocks, and sometimes in blends out of both parameters, revenue and profit growth. And STONECO for me clearly is a profit growth company. This is what I want to see. Of course, the fundament, the revenue should always grow as well, but for me it would more a hit in the stomach actually, a strong sucker punch, if now they would miss the profit side or miss it even stronger. Yeah, I mean, I don't like to see this, but however, it is how it is. Okay, guys. What else I want to tell you? By myself, yeah, I can tell you right now. I mean, I'm owning six stocks at the moment, and till end of last business year, STONECO was ranked from the order which one I would sell first. Yeah, let's say it like this. And really, STONECO was one of my favorites. It was ranked on second place, so basically this is the stock I want to keep as long as possible. Yeah, only stock which was ranked better or evaluated by myself was Hims & Hers. But since this year I changed it to the 5th rank, so almost the last rank. Remember, I owning 6 stocks, and just basically because I think it's not that strongly a bargain anymore. As I mentioned, even if the price seems quite stable, or as you can see here, is it working? Even it seems quite stable, but again, it doubled almost in the past months. Yeah, and I think here at this point in time and a lot of periods before, it was definitely, of course, cheaper. It always had the struggle to cover this $12 price limit somehow and overcome it and cross it. And here they finally did it successfully and kept the level, and I hope they will keep it right now as well. But yeah, it was in the past definitely cheaper, but still I think, and this is what you can see here as well for Seeking Alpha rating. Can you see it? Let me check again. You can see it on the side, so it's quite greenish. And I mean, I can only recommend to utilize Seeking Alpha. I like it very much. It's a great source of a lot of information. I don't have any affiliation to them or something like this, but yeah, I can definitely recommend it. And I mean, this kind of rating, Wall Street analyst rating, quant rating, which is the fundamental rating and of Seeking Alpha, and the SA analyst rating, so the Seeking Alpha analysts which rated here, all is positive or very positive. And you can see here as well on the side a little bit of different factors on how they are graded, and you can see as well very positive. It's still even if I say it's not really dirt cheap anymore, I think it's still priced very, very, very fair. If I would know someone personally, I never recommend or suggest stocks, not to you or not to anyone of my friends or whatever relatives. But if someone would really put me a knife on my throat and would tell, Julian, recommend me now 2 stocks or 3 stocks of, let's say, 6 stocks, I would state STONECO, and I would still state that STONECO, for me at least, it's a buy. Yeah, it's a buy. It's a very solid company. I think there's a lot of stuff to come. And yeah, so that's just my personal opinion. Due to the fact that that STONECO is active in Brazil, they earn their money in Brazilian real, as you can see here, Brasilianischer Real, which is German language, and it was, you see, it dropped heavily from 2022 on, and I think even earlier it was not that stable, as you can see here, even the years before. But again, zooming in a little bit, since 2020 it's quite stable. Yeah, so that's great, because I mean, really, currency exchange rates can really destroy some businesses, yeah, for customers like us. For investors like us, and of course of the customers as well. Yeah, we can see already here the quarterly earnings results are released. I will put a little bit on the speed pedal, yeah, to accelerate everything, guys. And therefore, that's the old earnings result. I want to share some slides of the most current investor stack, which I thought are interesting. I mean, I can tell you, we will see this as well when we check the quarterly results. They're not hiding information as far as I can see it. They're announcing, publicating a lot of different information, documentation. You can see just the investors relation deck has more than 350 slides basically. So yeah, I just checked it superficially, honestly, and want to share the slides which I think are very informative on a quick glance, let's say it like this, and are useful for a call. But I recommend as well to check out by yourself the investor deck if you're interested to invest in STONECO, or if you are already invested in STONECO. So as you can see here, they have this point of sales solutions. TON is a little bit more this cheap, efficient solution of this point of sales terminals, and they have Stone, which is the classic point of sales terminal solution. And as you can see, when we talk about the client segmentation, they separate it in micro, small, medium businesses and large businesses. And really, they focus in the earlier past to roll out more micro businesses. They come out of this direction, yeah, and they see a lot of potential in the micro business in Brazil. They think as well, okay, the businesses will grow up as well. The overall economy in Brazil will grow up. So investing early in these companies is definitely a good catch and create customer and brand loyalty. And I think I like this approach very, very much. And you can see, I mean, to go back to see one more time the exchange rate. Exchange rate is basically real US dollars 1 to 5, yeah. So for $1 you get 5 Brazilian real. That's the rate, and you can see here, so up to 3,000 US dollars per month turnover. You will ton is the solution for the micro businesses. Then from 3,000 to 20,000 it's Stone, and Links is more for the medium and larger businesses. So you can see here 20,000 till, I need to calculate a lot, to 400,000 US dollars, and even 400,000 up for really the key accounts, the large players. They provide us the solutions. Yeah, this is so. Links is these ERP systems are not solutions for small merchant side hustle stores or whatsoever, which might have great potential in the future, but not right now. But this is not. That's not what it is made for. So then we go on to the total addressable market, the TAM, and you can see here that even things working out very well, and you think sometimes, okay, just STONECO itself is just active in the Brazilian market with Links, of course, 16 or 15 more markets. But as you can see here, there's still a lot of room for improvement, and a lot of market is not covered yet. no matter if you talk about large and micro, small, medium businesses, or if the different sectors and services they provide, payments, banking, software, and credit, you can see, especially when we talk about banking, payment, and credit, so much potential. It's crazy. In the software part, so this ERP part, it's looking already a little bit more covered, especially on the large place. You can see, so 20% of the large companies in the market are already covered, basically through primary link solutions. Yeah. Okay, coming to the next one, which is very interesting because I mean there are competitors out there like, let's check this out, PagSeguro. So PagSeguro is very similar to STONECO but has more history, and it has instead, or in opposite to STONECO, it has a full banking license. Yeah, full banking license. Yeah, as far as I know, STONECO didn't achieve this. I don't know even if they want to achieve it, but it's definitely the case at the moment. And so that's definitely the most direct competitor in the Brazilian market, no doubt about this. Yeah, and as we can see here, this company as well, they are I mean, if STONECO would not exist, maybe I would even invest in PagSeguro, honestly, guys. But I think STONECO has just some favorable attributes, which I will come to in a moment. But you can see here as well, PagSeguro is developing quite close to STONECO. Let's check here and put the charts over each other. My internet is not the best right here. Please stay patient, please stay in line. So here we go. Yeah, you can see it looks at the point of starting to raise and increase, the price level is really almost similar. And PagSeguro, and I mean that's another indicator. Of course, it's always a great indicator to just take a look on the competition and see how their results went out, and then you can think about, looks good, the tendency looks good, the market tendency and the business tendency looks good. And so, as you can see here, actually PagSeguro missed a lot of times the revenue forecasts, the targets. As well on the EPS side, but especially on the revenue side. But this quarter they didn't. Yeah, it worked out very, very well, and they crushed the results, no matter if you talk about EPS and revenue. So if you are interested in STONECO, I can only recommend or suggest you to make evaluation as well about STONECO. Yeah, about PagSeguro. Yeah, definitely something what I want to recommend. And that's the reason why I'm a little bit surprised, honestly, because again, PagSeguro covered their revenue forecasts, and STONECO, I mean, we already revealed this secret, obviously didn't. Yeah. Oh, now I misclicked. Okay, guys. Let's go on with with some more information about the stock. And this is as well a differentiation in my opinion. So one of all is PagSeguro has a banking license, but on the other hand, STONECO has links, and they hope for synergies, as I showed you in this example, how it works in reality. You could think about synergies could take place, but as far as I can see it right now, not so many network effects and synergies occurred in the past. And I think as well the management is not that satisfied about what developed in the past. But however, I like that they have this software, the software sector, they cover it. I like this business very much. And what I like as well, another differentiation to competitors, is their distribution infrastructure, let's say it like this. So as you can see here, they have different digital channels. They have on-site Stone hubs, a lot of different stores basically, yeah, where you can get information, servers, the solutions itself, all this kind of stuff. So I think you feel quite comfortable as a client of STONECO if you have this kind of network behind you, yeah, basically. And a lot of, as you can see, software distribution franchises, which is great as well, and even further strategic partners. And how this looks in reality, and this is another positive aspect in my perspective, is oh god, I quickly just checked the record software if it's still working, and I can just see that Wayne Johnson, the last comment, right, the company has been crushed, and such sad smiley, such a sad emoji. Wayne Johnson, relax, man. Maybe it's a midterm or long-term bet. Maybe it's not that bad. We will figure it out together. Don't worry. I mean, it's if you win sometimes on the market, sometimes you lose. It is how it is. That's the business. However, what I actually want to show is here another differentiator. So they have their own sales, basically, so CRM system, Marco Polo. They have own logistic one, the green app, and the client one. So for the after sales area, which is one. This is what I really like much. They are not depending on some external awkward stuff or something like this. They really take care by themselves. Yeah, so you can see how this looks here. A demonstration of the onboarding of a Stone client. And so they separated the market in different territories, as you can see here. Primarily focused on the eastern part, eastern part, because yeah, obviously there is a lot of business going on, and there are a lot of larger cities, yeah, as you can see, Sao Paulo, yeah, and so then again they separate it, then have different metrics of informations. Yeah, I don't want to go into the details, but as a sales manager of STONECO, you have all this kind of information, or even maybe as an after sales person, you have access to this kind of stuff, and you know what is going on with their business and when you should visit them again. Yeah, then you have different the solutions guide their sales managers, their account managers through the daily procedure, and they suggest them and motivate them to do with links cross-selling or upselling and this kind of stuff. Yeah, so different kind of data, as you can see here, the planning, so the calendar management, all of this gets done by your own solution. I mean, data is money, data is power, you know, and they make sure that they really use this data through the whole sales cycle. And the sales cycle doesn't just start when you open the door and you go to someone in the merchant store and show them, here, we have a terminal, do you like it? That's not just the sales cycle. I mean, sales cycle starts earlier and is never finishing, basically. I mean, then you deliver the solutions, you integrate it, yeah, you implant it, you service it, maintain it, update it, your service hotline, all of this kind of aspects, all of this is part of a successful 360-degree experience, customer experience. And I think with this kind of stuff, what they presenting very proudly in their investors deck, what I really like is that they show that they're taking care of it, basically. Yeah. So even here, then they show if there is what we have here, bundling offers. Yeah. So the app for the sales agents, they show them what they can use to what they can put on the table as an offer, as a quotation. Then we have here some calculation support device, yeah, for the pricing. All of this kind of different stuff what we can put in, like Pix, which is I think the Brazilian national payment solution. So they have some own way how to transfer money, basically, which is governmental or governmental run. Yeah, and so this is something what is as well for me a differentiation, making a difference, and which should get for sure considered when we talk about a company like STONECO. And now we go a little bit more to the finish line, and I will keep it really simple because it's already 10 in Germany, or it's 4 in the US or in Eastern time. So just take a little bit focus on the news, what happened since the past earnings results which get released in I think and we wait, I think it was I think 10th of November 2023. And what I want to show you here, before on the 3rd of October they announced a slightly or small repurchase program of 300 million reals, so roughly 60 million US dollars. And after the call and 1.5 months later, they adjusted it to a repurchase program of very likely 1 billion real, yeah? So 200 million US dollars, and more roughly like 3.5 times of the earlier size, the recent size of the repurchase program. So really great, because they just see that the stock was undervalued, yeah? They saw potential in it. And of course, that's a move what you really like to see, that some chips get out of the table like this. Then they announced just I think 1 day later, 15th of November, they announced a guidance, yeah, which as well was a very, very strong indication and sign basically of confidence in the company, in the results, in the performance, and in their vision for the future. And you can see here that, I mean, the MSMB, again, last time, micro, small, medium businesses, total payment volume grows in the next 4 years, 2024, 2025, 26, 27, by 50% overall. Okay, it's good, could be better, but it's already very, very solid with 13% growth. But the clients deposits by 100%, the credit portfolio, which is crazy, by let's say 7 times. Am I right? I hope I'm right. The take rate, so the money which get left during the transactions, slightly, but 0.21% can make a big difference in this aspect. And then we have the net income, which getting more than doubled as well. Yeah, more than doubled as well in 4 years, 30% growth per year. So, and on the same, while all of this stuff should grow by their guidance in a very favorable direction, the administrative expenses are quite stable, yeah, just growing by 8.8%. Of course, they are picky and they can just provide this until everything else is good, yeah. So a little bit manipulative, maybe, that they just only provide this cost parameter, but still, when we just look at the income on the income side, looks impressive. And of course, that was as well a reason why the price developed very, very strongly right after the earnings have been released here, as you can see here, 10th of November last year. So what we else have here is they announced board changes. So if I remember correctly, I think they first of all get an expert from MasterCard to have a higher focus on the financial business, on the financial services, this credit business, this kind of stuff, to really growing to this fintech role. And on the other hand, they restructured as well the management board in terms of making sure they have more focus on the software business, on links, because I think they are not satisfied as well with the overall development. So last news, or almost the last news, is that they announced this SCFI license, whatever it is, but it is something that they can, it was granted by the Brazilian Central Bank, as you can see here, and a financier, so financial license, I guess. So whatever it is in detail, I mean, I'm not a banking expert and I don't have to be, and I don't want to act to you in front of you or whatever, but at least it's a positive sign, and I think they will have more options, more opportunities to grant financial services than before. Yeah, so this as well in January this year was a great news. But then the latest news, or more public and more popular news, was that Berkshire trimmed several stocks, not only Apple, published by Reuters, but as well they get rid of all the stocks of STONECO, as you can see here. Brazilian credit card processor STONECO. I think it's not just a credit card processor, however. But so they sold all of their shares basically in the last quarter and had to announce it. I mean, there are different speculations why this was the place. Basically, some are communicating that it was that they own a new holding, new bank basically, as well in fintech, but it has a higher B2C focus, while STONECO has a higher B2B focus. And maybe I read some rumors they get rid of STONECO so they can focus completely on Nubank. There is no regulation risk or something like this. And another reason could be that they might lost money on STONECO. I think that's not the case actually. As far as I know, they make money out of STONECO, but they might lose some money out of STONECO, and this tax deficit they want to utilize to balance out the wins which resulted out of Apple, out of the Apple investment. Yeah. Okay, one more zip. Guys, I'm very heavily delayed. Hope it's not stressing you out too much. Hope you still enjoy the call. Maybe let me check quickly if someone is actually watching. So 8 people. That looks good. Very glad to have all of you in, even though the results might be not that positive. Yeah, let's see. I by myself, I'm not investing on the short-term base. I'm always investing more on the mid and the long-term base. And yeah, so however, so the last stuff I want to add basically is quickly what was my expectations. I mean, it's now not that interesting anymore, but you can see that I basically prepared, as always at my live streams, a sheet for the results and my expectations. And as you can see here, that yellow marked one, I expect, or I want to see at least 1.53 Brazilian real. The results are always in Brazilian real. That is what we always need to keep in mind. So please don't take it wrong or too negatively if I sometimes getting confused as well by US dollars and Brazilian real, but we're always talking about Brazilian real. So 1.53 Brazilian real. And I think they topped it with something like 1.7. Yeah. Why I wanted to see at least 1.53. In this case, I went back to 1 year ago, and I wanted to see that the same quarter-on-quarter development from Q3 to Q4 2022 took place as well from Q3 to Q4 2023. Yeah. So 1 year ago, they improved by roughly 0.21 real, and I want to see this development as well. And here revenue, you can see it. I didn't expect it a too strong beat, honestly. For me it was okay if they beat it just by really a small amount of, let's say, 30 million Brazilian real. But because you can see here as well, 1 year ago they didn't top it as well too heavily. And when we talk about the forecast for the upcoming quarter, because of the seasonality, that is why I marked it right here. Because of the seasonality, again, I didn't expect too much improvement. Yeah. So if the guidance doesn't look too good for Q1 2024, I can definitely live with it. I don't want to see it's more negative than the actual result right now. But if it's not that heavily positive, absolutely fine. And again, as I mentioned, earnings per share side, this is what I want to see. Just to come one more time back to STONECO and their earnings results. what I see as potential, I mentioned this already during the last earnings stream, live stream, is, I mean, now with, we can use the current example, with 3.25 billion real, they're achieving 1.76 real earnings per share. And so roughly, let's keep it simple, 50%. When we put it billion to, I think you know what I mean, right? So this one is basically a 1 to 2 factor. And in the past, we had some levels like, I hope I find it now, but we had levels like this, yeah, in the past, or this, as you can see here. So it's more or less 1 to 1. And this is, of course, you never know. I mean, this was this Corona and after Corona times and very high demand times, and everything was crazy and running under different circumstances than nowadays. However, I can imagine that they achieve again in the future this level when we talk about the profit compared to the revenue. And so I see definitely some upsides currently, even if it's some simple calculation and of course nothing empiric and too sophisticated, but I see definitely some potential to $3, yeah, and more. That is what I see, even without raising any revenue in the future. Yeah, that is what I see from my side. Okay, and last but not least, I show you very quickly the metrics which are important for me today, because it's, even if the market reacts sometimes very sensitive on a low number of numbers like the revenue per quarter, and of course it's an important number, but for me it's just not about revenue EPS development, even if it's an aspect, but on the short-term perspective, I want to see they get more share and of the MSMB market, yeah, and they have a positive impact on the total payment value, volume, and on the profit side, of course. Then I want to see that they roll out and increase, receive a higher demand of the financial services, yeah. I mean, not without a reason. They hired someone from MasterCard with global year-long experience. I want to see that they can really harvest the fruits of this in the future. And then last but not least, the third aspect, third position in the short-term perspective, and all of these are important for us now, which I will check in a moment in the earnings results, and I'm already getting motivated, is the integration, the margin increasement of the software business, yeah. I mean, and advertisement business. I mean, by ERP solutions, they can activate advertisement, of course, have slots there which they can provide. For instance, when you are in a pharmacy and you have your link solution, maybe there's a screensaver, just a very simple example. Maybe there's a screensaver in the back office as soon as you're not touching the screen, and the screensaver is showing you the some medication, some products, medicaments products, which yeah, the pharmacy might sell in the future. Shows the staff members of the pharmacy, yeah, to create awareness of the brand and of the products, yeah. So I explain it a little bit awkward, I know, but yeah, I think you know what I mean. Okay, and this is basically just one aspect of advertisement services, yeah. So yeah, so it's not the driver software I hoped always when and I'm now since last year, almost a year, I'm now a shareholder of and roughly owning I think 11 or 12,000 US dollars. Maybe now after the drop not that much anymore. However, I always hope that the software developing more and more, and till now, as I mentioned, I think it's not running so well. So we'll take a specific eye on this as well. And on the midterm, but it's not that interesting for today, is definitely participation on the interest rate. Going back to the sorry, Robunto. I'm starting very soon, very soon. I mean, worst case, I recommend you to take a look at this episode tomorrow. However, or I mean, I even don't have it open yet. Okay. we will save some time, because actually I want to show you the development of the sillage rate, so of the interest lead rate of the Brazilian market. But yeah, it's developing, it's going lower and lower. I think it's now at 11.25% or something like this, and it was already 13%. So of course we want to see that STONECO in the future participating on it. Then the competition we already mentioned to PagSeguro, direct competitor, and PIX, the national payment solutions or transfer solutions. And then maybe they M&A or merge and acquire future, especially software companies. And another dimension is the regional expansion. So as I mentioned, STONECO is only active at the moment in Brazil with the core business. I want to see here as well some development. Then the stability of currency exchange rates and the impact of local economy and politics, because a lot of people think that Latin American market, Brazil market is not that stable politically, and yeah. So it's of course very important that the fundament and the conditions are fine for you if you want to run a profitable and lucrative business. See, Ubuntu, you recognize, hopefully I try my best to accelerate the overall process. And yeah, okay guys, now it's time to really finally share the results and take a look. Man, but I understand that it's quite late. Starting with, give me one more zip, guys. Screen is shared. Design is already on point. Yeah, I don't want to judge on this as well. So I have different parameters which I want to check, but first of course we check the overall numbers, like really the profit and guidance. This is, I mean, obviously, does it look good, guys? Yes, I make it a little bit larger, I think. Yeah, that's better for you. Okay. How is it here? I think then as well like this, right? Okay, that's the... Okay, here we go. Fourth quarter. I would love to act surprised, but obviously you're not anymore. But now it's really about investigation and figuring out where is really the bug located in this calculation, or if there are many issues which took place. Strong quarter reaching up, yeah, that's okay. When we just, I mean, we checked later on the numbers a little bit more in detail. Yeah, a lot of words and words and words, and here we go okay. I mean, maybe I need a calculator. 2, 4, 9, just one time. 6. It's quarter. I'm on the yearly, yeah. 3, 2, 4, 9, 6, 4, 9. One moment, guys. I need to make sure that I'm not telling any bullshit. Okay, it's the Brazilian real. Okay, I don't need to calculate at all. Good thing. Sorry, I don't want to confuse you. However, so yeah, obviously 3.42. Yeah, and obviously they missed it by 170. Is it correctly 170 million Brazilian real? Yeah, no question about this. Quarter on quarter is not that great. Year on year looks better when we talk about the alpha, but yeah, it's not that fine. I will already enter the information right now here in my tool, parallelly. 5.7, there we go. And what else do we got? Adjusted EBITDA. I mean, the profit side looks for me quite well, and as well net cash developed very good. Okay, I mean, next one is the outlook. what is most important for me, honestly, and then we go really into the detailed numbers because everything else is really reading the glass ball. With in mind, we share our guidance for 24. Okay. So is it now? Wait, where was it? That's the old guidance. Let's see if anything is adjusted. Okay, so they adjusted not anything. Basically, they stick to their originally stated numbers. Yeah. Okay. What they adjusted is... Oh, no. Okay. Yeah. Okay, I mean, honestly, guys, I mean, today a lot of companies, or nowadays a lot of companies at this quarter getting priced very strongly by the guidance, by the forecast and the expectations of the company and the market itself. And if they basically reinforcing the commitment to their mid and long-term guidance, for me it's more midterm guidance, the outlook, we can already tickle the box basically. Looks very good in my opinion. And yeah, I mean, it's nice that they create this kind of transparency between year-on-year 2023, 2024 and what will go on in the future. So you can see here as well that I think that's a little bit the message of this illustration, if I'm not misinterpreting it, but what they already achieved, fact, and what they want to achieve, which still looks good, yeah, but is comparatively quite low, yeah. So they really don't put the targets too heavily high regularly, and even though the results looking great, yeah. So outlook is definitely good. So now I would say we check out the different, again, the matrix. Yeah, Ubuntu, you're writing something. They dumped the stock almost 20% into support. Just to be... Wait, let me check out one time. Let me check out one time what is the current pricing. I want to see it. Yeah, I mean, at the end, I think STONECO has a market evaluation, company evaluation, or enterprise value of roughly $5 billion US, yeah, and it's a volatile market in general, the Brazil market, and with a $5 billion US dollar enterprise value, yeah, you are sometimes like a ping pong ball, not more, not less. That's unfortunately the case sometimes, yeah. However, let's check out. I think I need to close a little bit all the slides here because that's just confusing. So here we go. And what I like to show you is, we go to the first one, and which I want to see is now the micro MSMB active payment client base, yeah, how it developed, yeah. So we have, this is the new ones, that's from Q3 last quarter, and we have all the numbers. And what I like to see here is that, you can see it hopefully, yes. What I like to see is so there we go, active payment client base here on the MSMB. So we want to see growth, of course, yeah. And I take a look here now on the development year over year, and I want to see that it's more or less close of the development. Yeah, so Q3 2022 to Q3 2023, it was roughly 42% year on year, and I want to see something like this still. Of course, you can't always keep this momentum and growth, yeah, but I still want to see something like 38%, 36%, 37%. That would be great. I mean, not something like 20% or something like this. So now let's check out the numbers. Is it still large enough? I can make it even a little bit larger, I guess. Okay, that's good. So, and here we have a growth of, you can see it right here, 37%. So yeah, it's basically compared 4% minus. Looks for some of you maybe a lot, for me not. Absolutely fair, as I mentioned, something like in between 36 till 42, just right on the thumb, a rough feeling. I think it's an okay development. So for me, it's not great, nothing too positive. They not can keep this level of 41, 42% year-on-year growth, but still the base is growing very, very well. You can see here last quarter 3.2 million or 3.3 million, let's say it like this, and now almost 3.5 million. Absolutely fine, absolutely fine. Nothing too positive, but fine. The next one we want to see is the total payment volume of the MSMB, and I need to check it out quickly. Here it is. Yeah, so 100% focus on the micro, small, medium businesses, what they want to establish more stronger, which is definitely a strong provider. And again, we start here with the last quarter. Wait, what I want to see is, I made a note before. Yeah, again, close to it, yeah. So last quarter we had growth of roughly 20%. Now we're going to, that's strong. That's something which I really like. I mean, it even improved, yeah, the payment volume. So, or the overall turnover which get run through all these kind of ton solutions and point of sale solutions, for instance. That's positive. Okay, absolutely fine. So, I mean, outlook is great. Revenue, obviously, for this quarter is not great. The EPS on the first glance looks great, what we have seen earlier. So, till now, I can't understand anything. I will very likely not invest more money just because my position is already large enough. But if it stays like this, I think from my perspective, honestly, it's at least a chance to invest more money in it. Or invest or start a position in it. Yeah, definitely not that bad. Till now, from my perspective, simply. So now we go to the take rate. So again, the share, what they take, what they take when the whatever $100 or Brazilian real getting through the POS solution, and 3% of it is take rate, so they receive $3, for instance. Yeah, simple as that. And the take rate is here we go, MSMB again. We go, but we start as well with the last one, and we want to just see not the development at this time, but I want to see the absolute take rate. And this is the absolute take rate of last one, so 2.5. And I mean, you can see it here as well. So actually that's a negative development. That's not that good, actually. I mean, they want to increase it. We have seen it on the midterm guidance to, I think, 2.75% or something like this, and they lowered it. Actually, might be the case that more heavy competition is going on. Maybe some incentives, some bonus programs, maybe some complaints, you know, they complained, the customers of STONECO, about the rates. Whatever the reason is, the end result is they lowered it, and they even heavier lowered it on the key accounts, so on the larger customer base, which is not that interesting for me, because The larger base, as you can see here as well, is really not it's not that heavily crucial anymore. I mean, it's not just it's simply not a driver anymore. Let's keep it like this, yeah. Okay, however, I think now we go. So for me, wait. The last one in terms of when we talk about the perspective, rating and evaluating the MSMB perspective, the market development and the positive impact on different conditions. The last one is the financial service adjusted EBITDA, what we want to see. Yeah? And here we want to see as well, or I want to see at least a close one to the last quarter. Here is the EBITDA, financial services, as we can see. And at least it's improving. Yeah, so I don't have that high expectations here, honestly. And I'm happy when it's somehow on a more or less stable level, honestly. But it's great that it's improving, and year on year, of course, it is in general. Yeah, 50 million on top. It's not that amazing, but it's okay. Yeah. So when we go back, and we can start already right now to is it working? Yes. To rate, and you see here I have always this traffic light rating to keep it very simple. Red negative, yellow neutral, and positive is green marked. So we can already mark the revenue, which is very easy thing. So the EPS development looks for me greenish. So then we have the acquisition. So again, to repeat it, the active payment client base was okay, was yellow for me. Yeah, it was this 41% drop to something like 37% a year-on-year growth. That's for me yellow, it's okay. Then we have the TPV development, TPV, which increased actually, but year-on-year not that heavily. So again, something like yellow. Then we have the take rate. Green, it was green, honestly. It increased. It was even year-on-year better than Q3 2023 to Q3 2022. So that was green. Then we have the take rate. In my perspective, the take rate was definitely negative. Yeah, I mean, before something like 2.49 or something like this. Now 2.43. Not that great. And the financial adjusted EBITDA was okay. So in my perspective, to give it a color, it's for me classic yellow color. I don't need to think too much about it. For me, it's really a very simple and clear yellow color. Yeah. So now we go to the rollout of the demand of the financial services. Going back to the results, and the first one, we don't need so many KPIs here. The first one is the MSMB active banking client base. We want to see it's close as well, that the year-on-year development to Q3 2023. So active client, banking client base. So here we are. Active client, here it is stated, as you can see here, and it was a crazy high number, but of course they just restarted, really recharged this business. So obviously it's okay. It's not a low number. This is basically this mid-term base what they achieved now, or something like 0.8 billion, and they want to achieve in 4 years 5.5 billion, something like this. So of course there's a lot of room, and then there's a high target basically, and so increasing by 244% is something what is a must to achieve this. So again, 244, we want to see something close. Here I would be fine if they have something like 210, something like this would be absolutely fine for me. 210 would be fine for me in my perspective. So what we have actually here is what they achieved is 200%. So a little bit lower, I think. I mean, still it's comparatively very strong growth. Yeah, you can see it as well. Yeah, but it's honestly, I think it's a little bit too low. In my perspective, it's a little bit too low. Even if it's not that low, I would rate this something like yellow, red, something like this. Yeah, honestly, to be very strict. Yeah, but nothing what gives me a huge smile or something like this, honestly. And then the second aspect, the second KPI, what we want to take a look here is the MSMB client deposits. Yeah. And so we go to check this out, and we want to see as well that the year-on-year growth is more or less on a similar level. We have it here, the client deposits, and it was, wait, maybe we start with the older one to keep the structure, 51.1, and we have already seen it increased. Yeah, so this is something what, I mean, when we say this one is yellow-red, then they would say this one is yellow-green. Yeah, so very quickly when we talk about, and I mean, it's a potential key money driver. This is a huge aspect. It's a huge aspect. News making good money out of it. New holding, for instance, with this kind of financial services. Yeah, it can be really a key driver in the future. Even if software, if advertisement, if this take rate stuff, payment terminal stuff is not working so well. I mean, of course, they need to be present. It's part of the overall primary target. But really what brings the money, if everything works out, is really this banking business. And it's a huge potential source of income from my point of view. And it's great that it's growing strongly, more or less. Yeah, even if the development getting lower and lower, it's absolutely fine, absolutely fine. You can see here client deposits 1.6 million more, 1.7 million more quarter on quarter. A billion. So however, I give it this category, switch back to the overall structure. This category, I will give it a yellow mark as well. And now we go for the last one, which is the software integration part. Then I will drop my final verdict for today's earnings call and check one more time how everything developed. And I think, I mean, software is not that interesting and crucial because, again, it's just a smaller part of the overall cake of revenue. Yeah, I would personally love to see it develops more stronger in the right direction. But however, I don't think it will be a game changer right now. So going back to the results, going back to the Q3 results, and what we got here is the software revenue, of course. And honestly, because it didn't hit so great in the past, I want to just see a quarter-over-quarter development, which is more or less positive. That's for me, really. I'm not adjusting this because the results are bad. That's really my target for software. And we can see, yeah, I mean, that is red. Yeah, this is on the first glance, you can see it here, the software. When we drop a focus on software, it's really losing track. I really don't know why. I mean, I'm not a Brazilian local or Latin American local. I'm not sure if there are some more macroeconomic developments, why Latin American people are not utilizing the link solution so much anymore. But the fact that the revenue is dropping minus 6.4 quarter on quarter or 3.5 year on year. Sorry guys, this is, I mean, to add this, if I remember correctly, you can check it out by yourself if you like, but if I remember correctly, I think the acquisition of links at end of 2020, beginning of 2021 was, I think, the largest digital acquisition or fintech acquisition or something like this, or in general maybe acquisition of the history of Brazil or Latin America or something like this. Hopefully I'm not stating anything negative, but it was not that cheap. Yeah, it's something like 1 and something billion. And to somehow not creating the synergies and this momentum between their core business, the point of sale solutions, and this upcoming giant, the software business, is really not that great. Really not that great. I mean, I'm happy that they're making some money out of it. Oh God, when I see this already, adjusted EBITDA is dropping. Maybe I should stop 2 minutes ago. Would be better. However, okay, so the revenue development of the software is definitely not good. Definitely not good. Don't like it at all. Don't like it at all. I hope maybe it's a one sign. Maybe it really triggers the management even more, triggers whatever the staff, they start acting, but that's not good. Simply like this, in my opinion. And yeah, the other aspect which I want to take a focus on here is the adjusted EBITDA on the software base. And look, guys, I mean, year on year 1.6 negatively minus, but quarter on quarter 2.6. Maybe there is some seasonal stuff, yeah. Maybe there's some seasonal stuff going on. I mean, in terms of retail, I can imagine that the last quarter of a year, because of this Christmas stuff, and might be a good quarter, at least in the Western world. But maybe it's not a good quarter for ERP business. Maybe it's the case. But however, it's still, even if it's the case, and okay, quarter over quarter is not working so well, still year on year excludes, yeah, deducts, separates out of this calculation somehow, or neutralize the seasonality. And when we then take a look, it's still very negative. However, I mean, we make it that there's no time we need to invest more in this perspective, even if I like this business, but simply as it is, this one is red. As sad as it is, as sad as it is, guys. And now we can see here, we can see the word. I didn't expect this, guys. I mean, look, I mean, I'm invested in Alphen, in a lot of small cap companies, small sized cap companies like Alphen. I invest like in Hims and Hers. Nu is not a small one, but Grab is as well not that small, but in Perion, for instance, Perion, I mean, I'm in the red of 25% or something like this, but I definitely don't understand the market simply like this, yeah, and for me it's okay. I can even be 50%, 70% in the red. I would not like it, but I would still think, okay, the company results looking well. I don't know why the market is rating it as it's rating it, yeah. But in this case, when we take a look here and you see it on the first glance of the results, it simply doesn't look too positive to me, yeah. And it's not like I changed my face and now whatever. For me, it's more important that they really they reinforce this midterm base, yeah, till 2027. That's way more important. If they would, in terms of the forecast, in terms of the guidance, they would definitely throw it out and somehow adjust it in the negative way. Then I would be more concerned, yeah, really. Then I would be way more concerned because I'm investing more on the mid-term perspective. Simple as that, yeah. I didn't plan to sell it today, no matter if it's getting 20% up or down or whatsoever. That would not be the case, yeah. Maybe 100%. Maybe then I would think about it, yeah. But not because of this, yeah. It's just simply the case that STONECO didn't drop the heavy bomb in my perspective. Yeah, its software is very negative, but it was always the stepbrother. I think since the acquisition, it's not working so well. I have no clue why that's the case, but it's somehow is the case, and I hope somehow they will achieve the turnaround. So that's the position 3, what you can see here. at the chart or at the sheet. I mean, the financial services developing quite okay. The MSMB business developing quite okay. I'm very sure that STONECO has a strong position. I don't want to be PagSeguro or something like this and want to compete against them. Yeah. So even if it's marked yellow, I'm always very strict, as you experienced a few moments ago. If it's for me not positive, it's yellow. Simple like this. Yeah. As long as it's not very negative. Yeah. So just because it's yellow, it doesn't mean to be anything negative. It just, for me, means, okay, they covered what they want to cover. So this short-term perspective stuff is okay. I mean, it's nothing too negative, yeah. But they just come out of a history of very positive results. The last two quarterly earnings results they announced, I marked them always and evaluate them always as positive, as green, always. And this was really what makes the company a little bit special. And I don't want to put too much negative emotion and energy here in the room, because it's not that negative in my perspective, really not. But the truth is, somehow the track record of, for me at least, very positive results broke up a little bit today. That's simply the case. Yeah, it doesn't change the investment case for me, but I understand that the price is dropping a little bit due to this case, yeah, due to this aspect. Oh, my laptop is running out of battery, but in general, I'm on the finish line. So, and EPS development, again, when we take a look on the EPS per share, looks for me very, very good. I mean, it's a strong beat, and I have no doubt they will make crazy amount of money out of it. I don't even want to know, now the stock has dropped a little bit, what is the price, the earnings price, profit price, what the fuck. So sorry, I don't want to, but the ratio between the stock price and the profit of the company, yeah. It's too late, I need to finish this call. However, so it's getting even more favorable and more delicious for me in this regard, and I have no doubt this will improve more and more. And again, they underlined and reinforced the midterm guidance. Yeah, revenue is not great. I could imagine that if the revenue would be 3.4, would be 3.42, so they covered the forecast or a little bit more, the stock would not decrease anyhow, yeah. But for me, this is not that important. Yeah, it's great that revenue develops, or when it develops. If not, well, okay, not that great. But honestly, for me, these more specific aspects make a larger difference for me, and these are more or less in line when we talk about the short-term perspective. And so, I mean, overall, I give it from my perspective, I rate it as this results, just this quarter, not the year or something like this. The year is definitely for me positive and is for sure come back. But the quarter, I would rate it as yellow. Yeah, Ubuntu, I'm totally with you. As you mentioned right now, this move could reverse very easily tomorrow and on Wednesday. Yeah, so I give it a neutral rating. This is what I do. So here is this. I will copy it. Magic. And so here we go. That's my. Oh, come on, what's this? Oh, fuck. So there you go. Okay, I'm not I'm not an IT guy, as you can see. I'm sorry, guys. However, no, it's gone. I'm an IT guy. I need to correct myself. So I rate it as a neutral. Yeah, it's a little bit neutral, more to the red than because of the software stuff is just not heading into the right direction, but the core development is heading into the right direction. I have no clue what was going on with the revenue, honestly, but it is how it is. It is how it is, yeah, guys. So for me, it's not that negative. If I would not have a position in it, I would be happy that the price is now lower and would make more research and evaluation on my own. And maybe it's a buy for you. I by myself will not repurchase the stuff. Again, maybe Ubuntu, you're right. There will be a quick rebound or reversal tomorrow. I would quickly check the comments. Big revenue miss. Yeah, it was definitely a big revenue miss. I can't state it differently, but yeah, if you look behind the curtains, yeah, it doesn't look too negative for me. Yeah. Jose Diaz, again, sorry, I'm not sure if you're still live here at the call, but for me it was not like just greater earnings. Yeah, for me important is that, again, I really rate, I think in this scenario, this midterm evaluation higher. I rate the profit side higher. Again, it's for me a cash cow. Look at the titles of my videos of the past 2 live streams for backing the earnings results. Always like cash machine, printer, that's what I see here, yeah. And it's still printing this cash. It's still printing this cash, and I have no doubt about it. And who knows what will they announce in the next weeks and days? Yeah, after the last earnings call, they announced a lot of stuff, like this repurchase program adjustment, like the midterm guidance. I'm not sure if they do this now again. Why they should do something like this? But maybe they have something in the back with which they can provide the market and make sure. Yeah, but it's 10% minus. Sorry, guys. Today, the stocks are sometimes losing because of slight differences to the guidance, positive, negative. They're winning or losing a huge amount of percentage of the capitalization, the market capitalization. And 10% more or less is not that crazy. Yeah? So nothing to freak out. Greetings back to you, to Hamburg, AS200. I was in Hamburg actually last week. Yeah. But just to stop at the main station and go further to Bremen, actually. However, I'm quite often there. So definitely greetings to the coast area. What do we have here as well? Miss revenue big time. Seems like rest is fine. Call will be telling. Board directors changed too. Board of directors. Yeah, the company has been crushed. Yes. Okay. Okay, last aspect or last thing I will do right now is I want to quickly see the reactions of, and I hope not my computer switched off. If it switched off, guys, or the stream is stopped, you know that I run out of battery. However, can you see my screen? Okay, let's check quickly together all the first reactions of, you can see my portfolio actually. This is Alphen. It looks a little bit awkward, but yeah, that's how it is. However, a great day for HIMS. But this is not the topic for today. We want to set a focus on STONECO. And I just want to quickly check with you the comment section. If someone is... we have 14 tips even after... okay. Here we have this board of directors news. So we start with them quickly and then we go through the comments. Found it. Let's see. Okay. It's hard for me to have a specific opinion or honestly about this board changes. I guess it will have some impact. Maybe it's even a positive sign. Who knows? Yeah, but I'm as well the same with PayPal. For me, I'm not a PayPal investor, but of course it's very present in the media. And for me, if there is a new chairman, like in the case of PayPal, yeah, you can have high hopes in this person, and that a lot of changes will take place right afterwards or somehow in the future. But for me, it can be positive, can be negative. You know, it can always be better, always be less good, develop worse. Yeah. So, however, okay, we got this one, but now we check the results, and you see it was more negative, more in the red in the past. Oldest we start here. Numbers look really good. Aftermarket price stock makes no sense. Depends on guidance. I would have to look closer, but in the report I believe they provide a guidance which also look good. Okay, same thing happened with New released the great report a few weeks back. It was more or less gone by the end of the after training. Yeah, maybe look, 8 people liking this comment. Maybe this even the silly. Sorry, I should not read the name. However, maybe this guy is right. Yeah, maybe this guy is right. Yeah, but honestly, I rated the new rating. I need to check it out, or you can check it out by yourself by view my latest insights time period of my own portfolio, and I always update there my rating and the rating of the latest, the most recent earnings results. And for me, New felt way better. It felt better simply. I think everything was basically going well. I'm not sure. I need to check it out. What was, or maybe I look my phone. I can check quickly. I made a note. What was negative at New, and I think, just give me a very quick moment. The growth in New at Colombia, the client growth for the banking business and in Mexico was quite positive, especially in Colombia. The turnover and the turnover per customer was, from my perspective, very, very strong. The earnings per share was missed at New. Yeah, so here revenue New was, the earnings per share was missed. But however, for me, the overall development of the profit looked very well. So for me, when we get a little bit deeper, there is not these issues existing at New with software, something like this, with 50% of their revenue. Yeah, but this was not the case at New. So for me, of course, STONECO is, for me, from my perspective, it has the fair price. They are way more close to the fair price. New, they are way more close to the fair price than STONECO. Yeah, especially because of the earliest or latest raise of the prices. But honestly, for me, New felt a little bit more comfortable when we talk about the results. Yeah, no matter when we don't take a view and keep the evaluation out of the price, New felt more solid. And maybe STONECO is have a rebound and is reversing. Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, you can see already it is already somehow coming back, obviously. But yeah, if it's staying on this level a few days, weeks, months, however, I can understand it somehow. Yeah, till the next earnings call. I want to definitely see some positive development. Guess I will continue buying then. Great to hear. And that's good. I mean, the audience, the investors, at least the smaller ones, like here, the users of Seeking Alpha, are still positive about it. Good results in company itself, but my mom staying long. So strange. I look here, even the board. Who knows? Maybe it is. If that's the reason, okay, I can definitely live with the reason. But I think, again, behind the curtains, it looks solid. I rated yellow, red, maybe a little bit more, but yellow. But I can simply understand, because, I mean, Q2 was positive, Q3 was very positive, very, very positive, very, very positive from my perspective. And then, really, in the Q4, you expect that they're developing in the same direction. It's simple like this, yeah, and that didn't took place, yeah. It is how it is, and the market has the expectations, and maybe sometimes it's not logical and rational, but it is how it is. Let's see the last comment, or one of the last comments. Nah, here it is. Yeah, it is stated here, actually. By accident, but yeah, it was not a blowout quarter. Software Yeah, this guy is sharing my opinion, at least slightly. Yeah, speed is heavy, clip, revenues missed a bit. Yeah, so here this millennial investment. Completely on his side, completely on his side. Oh, now it's getting more Okay, this is what you can check out by yourself. Uh, yeah, okay. For me, I'm fine. I'm done with this. Yeah, Robunto, I will go as well. So have a great evening. Thank you very much for joining, and I hope you will join again. For all the rest of the team, thank you very much as well for joining. I hope you can still sleep well and you're not too heavily negatively affected by this. I think there is not the reason. I be very confident about this. If the stock should fall further and drop further, more heavily, maybe I even purchase some more stocks. If it stays on this level till next earnings call, okay, I'm patient and I will see what will bring the future, and I'm very confident. I mean, if again next time the revenue gets missed, then it's getting a little bit more awkward, let's say it like this. But if that's not the case, and maybe even some growth is going on again in the software whatsoever, then it's I think very quickly all the boxes can tickled again. However, the history of very positive results somehow stopped right now. That's just the case. Rated yellow, but still a very confident, very positive owner. I don't know if any payment provider, solution provider or fintech similar to this in the US, like Shift4, like Square, like Adyen or Toast, or all this kind of, which have similarities or not. I would still, out of all of this stuff, I would still invest in STONECO. That's just my honest opinion, and it's a company. It has good and bad times, and that's how it is. Guys, as always, a quick disclaimer at the end: make sure that you do your own evaluation, your research, and you always stay patient and relaxed. I hope I stayed at least for you relaxed and patient, and tried my best to sum up the information. And guys, of course, when you like this stream, always very motivational and very good for the algorithm as well to grow this channel, actually, to give this stream a like and subscribe to the channel if you like. Do some request out of the audience of you. I just established Twitter account, Reddit account, Instagram was already existing, Facebook account. In the future, I will definitely keep you updated there with news, maybe with some short videos. When I sell or buy something, or my opinions, I will share them a little bit, so follow there as well. Maybe it takes a little bit more time till everything runs well in a good rhythm. However, thank you very much to each of you who joined today. I hope you will join again in the future. And yeah, I hope we will see again. That's all I can say. More important than investing money, I think, is to stay healthy. So always take care of yourself, and see you next time. All the best. Bye bye.